My husband told me to smile and look pretty at his important business dinner. He didn't know I understood every word of Japanese he said, and what I heard destroyed our marriage. My name is Claire. For 12 years, I was David's wife. He was a rising star at a tech firm. I worked in marketing at a quieter company. We had the nice house, the yearly vacations, the picture-perfect life. But the distance between us grew until we were just polite strangers sharing a home. Lonely one night, I downloaded a language app. Japanese. I'd studied it briefly in college, a dream I'd boxed up for real life. It became my secret rebellion. For over a year, I studied every evening while David worked. I became fluent. It was my private world, my proof I was still capable of growth. Then, David came home excited. We're finalizing a deal with a Japanese tech firm. The CEO, Mr. Tanaka, is visiting. You'll come to dinner. Of course, I said. Just smile and be charming. Tanaka doesn't speak much English. I'll handle all the talking in Japanese. I'm fluent. It's why I'm being considered for VP. He never asked if I spoke Japanese. Why would he? In his eyes, I was just the decorative wife. The upscale restaurant was all dark wood and hushed tones. Mr. Tanaka was polite, his English good. After pleasantries, they slid into Japanese. David was smooth, confident. I sat silently, playing my part. Then Tanaka politely asked about my work. David answered for me in Japanese. Oh, Claire works in marketing, but it's a small company, more of a hobby to keep her busy. She mainly manages our home. A hobby. He dismissed 15 years of my career in one sentence. I kept my smile frozen. The conversation flowed. David boasted, inflated his role, painted himself as indispensable. Then, Tanaka mentioned family support. David laughed, a cold, ugly sound. To be honest, he said in Japanese, my wife doesn't understand the business world. She's content with her simple life. I handle everything important. It works well. I don't have a wife with her own ambitions getting in the way. My knuckles turned white around my water glass. Tanaka shifted uncomfortably, asking about David's future plans. The VP role is mine. I've been positioning myself. My wife doesn't know, but I've moved some assets, set up offshore accounts. I need flexibility. If my career demands a move, I can't be tied down by joint accounts and her signature. The air left my lungs. Offshore accounts? Moving assets? Then, the kill shot. Tanaka asked about managing stress. I have an outlet, David said, his tone smug. Jennifer, in finance. We've been seeing each other for 6 months. My wife has no idea. Jennifer understands my ambitions. It's refreshing after coming home to someone who can only discuss dinner plans. I sat perfectly still. The betrayal was so vast, so cold, it felt surreal. An affair? Financial deception? The complete erasure of my personhood? 12 years, and I was a fool, a prop, a problem to be managed. The dinner ended. In the car, David was triumphant. We'll close the deal. You did great, just smiling like that. At home, I waited until his office door closed. Then I called the only person I could trust, Rebecca, my old college friend, now a fierce divorce attorney. I need a lawyer, I whispered, my voice breaking. I told her everything. She was silent for a moment. Claire, what he's doing is financial fraud, hiding marital assets. We can use this, but you cannot confront him yet. We need to be a sniper, not a shotgun. Her plan was methodical. Gather everything. bank statements, tax returns, any file you can access. Photograph it all. If he's moving money, there's a trail. We will find it. The next morning, the moment David left, I became a spy in my own home. His home office was meticulously organized. I found statements for accounts I'd never seen. Transfers to the Cayman Islands, over $75,000 in the last year alone, siphoned from our joint savings. I found printed emails about investment properties in his name only. And then the emails to Jennifer. Romantic, explicit, planning a future. Once I've handled the Claire situation, one read, we can be together openly. I was a situation, a logistical problem. For 6 weeks, I lived a double life. I made his meals, asked about his day, while quietly documenting his betrayal. I met Rebecca weekly, building an ironclad case. We're going to file for divorce and send evidence of his financial misconduct to his company's ethics board simultaneously. He'll lose more than his marriage. Are you sure? I asked, my hands trembling. He was planning to leave you with nothing, she said gently. You're just moving first. We filed on a Thursday. On Friday morning, David was served divorce papers at his office. At the same time, his HR department received a detailed dossier of his hidden accounts and policy violations. I sat in Rebecca's office, my phone off. The silence was loud. At 11 a.m., Rebecca got confirmation. David had been placed on immediate administrative leave. David called 42 times that day. I didn't answer. On Saturday, with Rebecca and a police officer for support, I went home to pack. David looked destroyed. Claire, please, let me explain. Explain what? My voice was terrifyingly calm. That you've been cheating? Hiding our money? That you told a stranger I'm too simple to understand your world? I took a step forward. I heard every word at that dinner, David. Every word. I've been fluent in Japanese for over a year. The color drained from his face. You don't speak. You never asked. I looked at him, this man I no longer recognized. You're not sorry you did it. You're sorry you got caught. The divorce was a war of attrition. His company fired him after their investigation. The hidden assets were dragged into the light and became marital property. I received half of everything he tried to steal, plus spousal support. But the greatest twist came 2 months in. A LinkedIn message from Mr. Tanaka. Miss Claire, I was sorry to hear of your divorce. I wondered if you might consider a role with our new U.S. office. Your unique skills would be invaluable. At the interview, I greeted him in fluent Japanese. A smile touched his eyes. I knew, he said in Japanese. At the dinner, I saw the moment you understood. I am glad you found your voice. They offered me the job. Senior Marketing Director with a salary that tripled my own. I took it. That was years ago. The divorce was the end of a life built on lies and the beginning of one built on my own terms. I thrived in that role for over a decade. I never made myself small for anyone again. David tried to apologize years later. I never replied. The language I learned in secret didn't just expose a betrayal. It gave me a new world, a new career, a new self. It taught me the most important lesson. Never let someone else define your worth. Sometimes the quietest skill you learn in the dark becomes the loudest weapon you have in the light.